Hi, we're the Wanted.
And we're hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
It's so good to get back together. It's been way too long since we last spoke, but it's also been 7 years since you guys last released music and did any tours. So I'm curious, prior to the break that you guys had, you guys were nonstop, touring nonstop, going to every single event, every single carpet, and then now it went to like normal life. So What was that transition period like, going like from go to just like you're at home?
It was nice, but very strange. You come from like massive fame to then nothing, which is actually quite beautiful in a way, because it gave us that moment to just take a second, because it was pretty full on from when we first got in the band. They moved us into a house together. And we lived together, so we lived, eat and breathe the Wanted pretty much for 5 years, didn't we?
True. That moment was like that time where we were on our own. It was a good time to reflect also.
Yeah.
Reflect on what we did, because sometimes when you're in it,
you don't appreciate it, do you?
Well, we appreciate it, we just didn't grasp what was happening. And I think over those years, it was a nice time just to take it all in and see how positive it was. It was an amazing experience.
Yeah, because I think we forgot how, I think we were overshadowed with just everything. Pressure, it was just the pressure, the ambition. When you look back at it, we actually achieved an amazing thing from one that, we didn't come from a TV show. We crafted a career from nothing.
I'm sure by the time you guys took a break, you're like, oh, we're the ones that did Glad You Came.
Yeah, exactly.
Over the years, there have been a lot of times that I've enjoyed all this stuff after the fact.
Yeah.
So I'll be at an award show in 2001, and I'm thinking, I'm too overheating right now. My jacket's too tight. I'm annoyed at Tom, and this day is going on. But now I look back and I'm like, wow, we smashed that interview. We had a great night out afterwards. We sang a great performance. And it just takes a little bit of time for you to look back and then retroactively enjoy a lot of that stuff. But this time around, it's live and in-person enjoyment. We've been signing for 6 hours? We're still living life.
We've had fun,
While you guys had this time to kind of reflect and live your own lives, how did you also transition back to now this reunion, this new single, this new music that you guys have been working on? How do you guys feel that played a role in who you guys are today as artists?
Good question. I think it's growth, really, and looking back on everything, I think has allowed us to look forward in a way. And I think especially with the new music, we've been able to look at the Wanted as a sound, as a brand, and
I think creatively as well. We've been able, because we had the success the first time. It's given us a little bit more weight to be able to have a bit more power and a bit more say this time around.
We've got a little legacy going on there.
Yeah.
And we can figure out who the Wanted is now, because I think we all know who we think the Wanted was back 10 years ago. But I think back then, if you put all of us in different rooms and asked us who were the Wanted, we all would have given you a different answer. Whereas now I think we'd be a lot more aligned with our kind of description of...
We're essentially a man band.
We're a bunch of twats.
Yeah.
As you released Rule the World, prepping for this song, the writing process, the production process, what was different about this song for you guys during the creative process of the song? And tell me about your experience working with Jack and Coke, because if I remember, this is probably the first time you guys have worked with Jack and Coke.
Yeah. It was actually Max, wasn't it?
Max. It was
Max wrote the song with Love a few years back.
Who?
Love.
Who's Love?
Love.
Love.
Misspelled. It's talented. Spelling's bad. Yeah, Max rode with Lau.
Harry, as he was known at that point.
And we went through a few songs, and in the writing process, that song felt like it resonated with us the most. Like our priorities had changed as a band and a group. We all realized ourselves that you can't do things on your own, and sometimes people need a little help. And I think coming back as a band, it fit really well to where we are now. As regards to togetherness and unity.
As far as like vocalizations go, how did you individually step out of your comfort zone from previous The Wanted material to this new song, Rule the World?
Well, I think that for a lot of us being apart, you find new parts in your voice. I think I'm probably speaking for everyone. I mean, all these boys here have released solo projects, and I think that when you come back together, you realize the reason that we work well together, because our voices were different and complemented each other well. We sound like 5 individual guys, and we all have individual qualities, talents. And I think stepping away from it and coming back made me realize, wow, like when you see the way they balance, it makes recording very easy. I love going in and knowing, okay, cool, I'm going to go in with a little bit of a British tone thing here, and Siva will add warmth, Tom will add a rocky energy, and Nathan will boom out some like crazy ad-libs. Like I see now afterwards how we were put together in a very intelligent way. Yeah. And it's been really nice just to come in and go, oh, this is easy. It's like slipping into a hot bath.
With petals on it.
Yeah, with petals.
Salts.
And salts. All the salts, baby.
Sounds so relaxing now.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like.
What a bath.
Make me want a bath.
Now, with Jack and Coke, how did they help you during the recording process? Like, how did they help you make the song, finalize the song during the process?
Well, we worked kind of over email with Jack and Coke, really.
We were in different countries.
Because we were all in different countries. So James recorded in LA with where they live. Steve never mentions that. And do you live in LA?
Wow. Yeah. Please tell us more, Steve.
So they recorded in LA with a vocal producer over there, and we recorded, the other 3 recorded in London with a vocal producer over here. And I think kind of working together, we kind of got vocals right in a place that we were all happy with. And Jack and Coke, I think, brought the record together, brought the production together. And especially on the drop, it kind of felt very 2021, I think. Very current. Because the demo, I think Max wrote the track with Lau like 4 years ago.
It's love.
With love. That's how they say it in Grimsby. Love. You know that track. I like it better with you.
It's the accent.
That love guy. I think they really kind of brought the sound forward, especially on the drop, and just kind of making it feel really fresh and kind of current, which is great.
From your perspective, how do you feel Max's songwriting has evolved during this process?
Oh, I mean, for me, I think time gives everyone so much more perspective. So I like that. For me, I think the song, as much as we can't help but have a little bit of party spirit, right? We always wanted to make people dance and sing. I think that little bit of reflection in there, one of the lyrics is, we all want to rule the world, but we can't do it alone. I love that because, you can do incredible things on your own. Anyone can. We all have, a dream. We can all make that happen. But the things you can do when you work together are just like phenomenal. And I think that like having a party boy develop from that into someone that goes, hey, the best times maybe weren't necessarily the parties. They were the tour bus. They were the signing days, like valuing your friendships over the next shot is pretty cool, I really like that.
Yeah. It's a very reflective place to be as a songwriter.
Like We're in the Night, it's an uplifting song, but it's also about being together. Coming together, everyone smile.
So, you guys have had experiences working with Steve Max, Alex Smith, Dr. Luke, so many different producers in the past. How did they prep you to now, working with a completely new producer, but at the same time, it's round 2 of The Wanted?
Well, we wrote and recorded a lot of records over the years. So naturally, you just fall back into them old habits and patterns. And, we've all got kind of our own little thing that we have. I've got a softer voice, Steve's got a soft voice. So we all fall into them roles. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you guys are also getting ready to drop the greatest hits, Most Wanted, the greatest hits. And I feel like that's so hard to kind of nail down because you guys have created so many masterpieces over the years. So how did you go about picking and choosing what was going to be on this greatest hits record?
Yeah, people always
people
ask us this and say, was it hard? I think that's actually it was one of the easier things we've done. We don't agree on we don't agree on a lot of things except music.
Yeah.
But this was such an easy decision.
You saw the singles, didn't you?
All the
Singles, babe.
Yeah,
all the singles, all the hits.
No, we felt it out. We also listened to a lot of fans and online and just had a very simple conversation about what we felt resonated with us the most and what would sound great on tour also. And there was a few ones that we didn't expect. We had to look at the streaming numbers and there were a few
fan favourites.
That are up top that we're definitely going to get them put in on the playlist.
Yeah.
But I think we've come to a balance where we're all happy and the fans are going to be really happy with what we put out.
Looks like Rihanna's opening the show.
I heard that rumor. So I'm glad you could clarify it now.
We're grateful for people's loving reaction towards the song. But I think we all come from like very different backgrounds musically. I'm not sure any of us line up with what's like Rihanna personally in our kind of musical taste. But I know there are a lot of people out there that do have a lot of love for the song.
So this one's for you.
So,
enjoy.
So it's just for them. That's like
and only
just
you.
For them.
I was going to ask Jay. I hope you're talking to me directly.
Always. You singular, always.
Only one.
You must have done that guy a lot of times.
Just don't make it a heartbreak story.
Oh,
love it.
Or else it'll turn into a war zone. There we go.
Such shame.
But just on Heartbreak Story, that is one of the fan favourites, and rightly so. It's like genuinely, it's I've said this to Jay, I'm a bit of a broken record, really. It's my favourite vocal that Jay's done. I think it's absolutely stunning. Yeah. It's so good.
I'll tell you what, this interview's given me so many highs and lows.
Heartbreaking.
Is it?
So heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, you should have kept it.
Send it.
I'll stick it in the group chat. Sorry, we've been sharing original
demos,
the wanted demos in our group chat.
You know what we thought about actually? We thought about doing like an album of that later on, maybe next year, of original demos, and then putting that on. I think the fans would really appreciate that.
You guys should totally do that. Just all the raw vocals.
Yeah, the raw vocals.
Ooh, no, we don't want to put that out.
If not, Tom will leak it in like no time.
Yeah, exactly. He probably already did. That's the problem. So as far as this new material, what would you guys say has been the biggest challenge in order to create these new songs and especially Rule the World?
Well, for Rule the World, the hardest thing was probably where we were. We were, like I said, we were in different spaces from each other physically and from the producers. So that was new for us because we've always been in the same room. But like we've said a billion times, when it comes to putting our voices together, there are almost slots that we fill in naturally. So anything that was difficult, it's never to do with like who should do what, should there be a harmony there? Like it's like riding a bike. It just happens immediately. But yeah, being apart from each other was different. But then when we've gone in and recorded, quite a considerable amount recently, that is so quick. Like going in and just hearing people ad-lib, just like completely ad-lib a harmony. It's always been quick for us. So, not too hard.
not to blow our own trumpet or anything like that, but it's.
If I could blow my own trumpet, I would.
Pardon?
I bet you would.
Everyone
As far as tours go, you guys announced a UK tour for next year. But what can we expect for the US fans? Can we expect some touring love from The Wanted?
We would love to do some more stuff in the States personally, but it's just whether there's demand over there.
Yeah, I think as well, like touring the UK is actually pretty simple for us. We're close to our family. We know all the venues. Going to America is a huge undertaking. So I think if we did a US dates, we'd probably start off small. We do, a few key locations that probably the most diehard fans would come to. But at this point, we're just keeping it as relaxed as possible. We're going to see how Christmas goes, and we'll announce anything that we feel appropriately as time goes on. But right now, we've got to keep it local. And the Americans, you just got to send us virtual love because we need it.
But there is something amazing about the US fans. It's just always maybe it's the accents and the loudness that it's true. The US brings such a passionate energy, so we definitely want to figure out some dates going forward, and we really want to make that happen.
I feel our American fans really love music.
Yeah, they do.
Jamie, just like really kind of.
You love the accent too.
They're listening to some random boy band from a cold rock
in
the west of Europe.
Speak to the Midwest and see if you like the one too.
What else can we look forward to as far as new material goes with The Wanted?
We've got the other song that's new on the Greatest Hits album called Colours.
By Nathan.
By The Wanted.
Penned by Nathan.
On the pen. This guy. And I think that is, another kind of...
it's a Wanted record.
It's a Wanted record. I think even going into going into the writing process, it was very much like, let's almost do like a tick list of everything that The Wanted represents. So I think there's that to look forward to, hopefully. And then I think kind of we'll see what happens moving forward in the future. We're obviously going to massively focus on the tour. We're really excited for everyone to hear the greatest hits and kind of celebrate the last kind of 10, 11 years with us. And then we'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Real special. It's been a while, and people have been. Last year wasn't the best.
It might not happen ever again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It might actually not. So
get your tickets now.
Yeah.
To get on a plane.
No, but do you know what I mean? Then? We've come back for a reason, obviously, but we don't know where the future's going to lie. Do you know what I mean?
That's what we've all discussed.
All right, we're enjoying it now, but we just don't know where the future holds. You know what I mean? So, hopefully we can see you on tour, and hopefully we come over to the States and do some more stuff.
This is it.
This is it.
Lastly, to close us off, you guys got to experience performing again for Tom's show. What was it like, getting back on the stage? Did you guys feel like you never skipped a beat? Like, did you guys feel nerves coming all over again? Like, what was that experience like?
Ooh. I mean, it was truly lovely. For me, it was obviously a special moment. Just we'd been filming like this documentary for 11 months, and just to see it come to that final point was just wonderful, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a really special moment.
Yeah.
I think I really enjoyed that so many artists were, ready and willing to support Tom and like the amazing, like really properly amazing work that he's doing. And then on a really selfish level, being in the Royal Albert Hall felt so wonderful, and hearing the Royal Albert Hall crowd respond as if they were a boy band fan, right? The Royal Albert Hall is venue you associate with the Queen sitting down and watching a play, or an orchestra going and people clapping politely.
Well, Gregory Porter played there 2 nights after us.
Oh, well, there you go.
So it's,
But the fact that it was so many of our old school fans and us just stood there on that stage, and all of them giving us so much love, like it was so unforgettable moment for us.
Personally, one of my favorite gigs ever.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it again.
Amazing. Well, congratulations, guys. I'm so glad that you guys are back with new material and new tours. And you guys, best of luck with everything. Tom, best of luck with you as well. Take care of yourself, and looking forward to doing this again soon.
Rob.
My
Thank
guy.
you so much.
Legend.
Good to see you, mate.